If you've been struggling with post-finasteride syndrome, post-SSRI sexual dysfunction, benzo withdrawal, or any other post-drug syndromes, then you may have been told that there's no hope, or maybe even worse, that it's all in your head. So my name's Sam Neffendorf, and I guide people to connect with their own self-healing ability so that they can resolve chronic health conditions and live a freer and more vital life. So recently I was asked to support someone that was dealing with PFS, and it got me digging into these conditions. And what I found is that while the science of it looks really complicated, the actual solutions could be way simpler, and that can bring real hope to people in these situations, because many sufferers of these conditions spend years researching complex areas of biology, chemical reactions, things like that, and trying to work out, if they're permanently damaged. And at the same time, they're finding many of the doctors and medical professionals denying that these conditions even exist. And and this can all lead you to feeling like really confused, and just like you're screaming out into a void, like desperate for someone to acknowledge what is really real for you. And what I found when I was looking into this in the research is that these symptoms are often linked with epigenetic changes, and that's how genes are expressed without actually altering the DNA itself. So if you think of your DNA as like the wiring in your house, then epigenetics is like the switches and the dimmers which control, what gets lit up, how bright the lights are, that kind of thing. And so things like stress, trauma, and environmental influences, including things like chemicals and drugs, can actually flip these epigenetic switches. And because gene expression drives every cell and tissue in your body, these epigenetic factors can ultimately affect every system within you. So the crucial thing to understand is that epigenetic changes are real, but they don't have to be permanent. They can change their dynamic, and they respond to both the stuff going around you, your environment, and your inner state as well. Okay, so from the perspective of meta-consciousness and German New Medicine, symptoms are not just a case of random damage or something going wrong. They are biological programs that basically run in response to things like shocks and conflicts in your life, often with an emotional, always with an emotional component to them. And while, things like drugs could be responsible or partially responsible for initially triggering epigenetic changes, once symptoms are in place, then why would they keep running? Well, it's because the drugs themselves, but also the beliefs and the inner state around what's going on can become something called tracks, and these actually keep these feedback loops in the body alive, keeping the state of symptoms in place, basically. So, yeah, for example, let's say a drug appears to cause weakness or musculoskeletal pain, then this can be part of a self-devaluation conflict around, I'm not as strong as I used to be, I can't do what I used to do, I'm not good enough, all these sort of classics. And even after the drug clears, then, you know, the conflict can still sustain that ongoing program. Or another one that's very common with these post-drug syndromes is sexual dysfunction. And, you know, again, while there could be an initial chemical effect leading to a blunted libido, you know, as this then leads to repeated failed attempts to have sex, then, you know, this could create perceptions of humiliation, so sexual humiliation conflicts, self-devaluation conflicts, and each recurrence of this, each experience of it, actually reinforcing that track of, yeah, I'm broken, I can't satisfy my partner, I'm not a man enough, or whatever, however it manifests. So, yeah, this is why these post-drug syndromes feel self-perpetuating. So, yeah, it might start or be partially started by the chemical effects, but the chronic looping is conflict-driven and driven by beliefs, emotions, sensory connections to the conflict and everything in there. But the good news about that is that these loops can be broken and finished. So, studies show that EFT tapping can actually change gene expression, and this can also do things like lower cortisol, encourage the health regulating and promoting genes to actually be more expressed as well. Other processes such as matrix reimprinting, metaconscious inquiry, polyvagal techniques to calm and soothe the nervous system can all play a part in releasing these tracks, resolving shocks, restoring nervous system function and safety. And this actually enables the body to feel able to heal, and these epigenetic switches can reset at these points. So, so while some drugs for some people can trigger epigenetic changes, the symptoms are real, of course, because you're experiencing them. Your body is not permanently broken in these cases. It could be caught in a loop, which is something that can be released. So, if this is of interest to you and you want to go deeper, I've written a more in-depth article about it on my Substack blog. You can find the link to that either in the comments or in the description of this video. And if this is already resonating with you, then you can get in touch with me. There'll also be a link where you can book in with me for a no-cost discovery call where we can explore your personal situation, find out if the approach of working with me could support your healing journey. I just want to say it's not a substitute for medical care. I'm not giving advice on any medications that you're on, but this work can complement your medical care and can give you a new way of understanding your symptoms and yourself, leading ultimately to you being able to heal and move on from this. And so I just want to just say, there's a lot of complexity in this, but actually the solution could be simpler than you think. So I hope that's of interest. Bye for now.